Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another stream, and good morning to all the guys here on Discord. Good morning, Paul. Not sure why everybody didn't come over. I'm just gonna drag them, I think. Maybe not. Let them decide. Let them decide. Maybe they're busy having a discussion, and then I rudely interrupt them. All right. Okay. So, I've just watched outside there. I see the guys are all lined up very nicely. A couple of guys there at the back. All right.
Posted that photograph.
Awesome. Let's get to nav lights.
On the group. I've done it on the group.
I
So
saw.
everybody knows.
Yeah, I saw. I just clicked on it. There we go. Awesome. Let me like it, and you can see I did see it. There you go. Okay, so here's the quick lowdown. Just quickly to put everybody in the same picture. I'm back on Vulkan this morning. I fiddled a little bit. We did the last stream and the last flight last night with OpenGL. I had huge, extremely nice frames all the way. No issues. Just bringing more, credibility to my argument that OpenGL on my computer at least is more stable and gives better frame rates. We proved it last night. But what I did was I went through all my plugins and scripts and everything, and I've removed some things. All right, that is what I would consider a nice to have. It's not a necessity. So I'm going to fly without the nice to haves, the things that make the cockpit look nicer or better, or the shadows or whatever. And we're just going to fly it more standard explain like, because I've got a suspicion that somewhere on my system, in one of these add-ons, whether it's scenery, whether it's a script, or whether it's a plugin, one or more of these things are not really Vulkan compatible, and that's what's causing the problem, because in OpenGL it works. Alright, so that's part of my test this morning. The other test that I wanted to do is no longer relevant because Zibo told me he's still working on it. I wanted to test the pressurization system, but he's still working on it according to what I understand he said. So we're going to leave it at that. Alright, and then we're just going to enjoy ourselves. So gents, I started my Pegasus. Don't know where you guys are at.
Yeah, we started 10 minutes ago.
Alright, so I'm a little bit behind you. So let's get back to the stream, guys. Then Olaf and Steve already said good morning to you. Then we have William and Stefan and Akan. Good morning, guys. I see Akan, you're here with us as well.
Good morning.
Okay. Let us help Steve quickly. So in SkyMax Pro, you can always come back and take a screenshot of the video. I'll leave the stream up unless something horrific goes wrong. But that's my settings that I fly with. And then for the real weather connector, that's it. Alright, now one thing that I did find with SkyMax Pro / real weather connector, when you are in Vulkan, it does not always start correctly. So what I just do is I come here to force the weather reload. You guys would have seen me do it plenty of times on stream already. And once you do that, you see there at the back it's changing everything, and all of a sudden it will now bring in clouds or mist or something that was missing from a minute before, so now you can see, look there, it's all misty and it's just different. So that's just a tip I want to leave you guys. When you are in OpenGL, it doesn't seem to bother it just works. When you are in Vulkan, it wants it to, it needs you to just kick it in to start it up. Good morning, Roy. Yes, but that's all standard, sir. I'll show you. SkyMax Pro, configure precipitation. There's not much you can do here. And then there you can select the cumulus textures. I'm using literally the default. I don't fiddle with these ones. And the next one as well. I think that's all just stock standard default. overcast texture. Oh no, that one I changed. I made it soft SD. Alright, so that you can see. So there's one change there. And Cirrus, that's all default still. So that's my settings. Right, let's get cracking. Let's set this thing up. How come you're flying Airbus today?
No?
Oh, sorry, I'm reading wrong. It's Anthony. Sorry, I misread that.
Yeah, it's happening yesterday. What happened to me? I read wrong.
Yeah, you see, human.
Yeah, fortunately. Even instead of Manchester, I have flown to Dublin, you know?
Yeah.
See, Anthony's going to be pushing back any minute.
Okay.
All right, Captain, got the directions.
Well,
Let me
we
know
are
good
quite a
when
few
you're ready.
guys, so by the time you've all gone, I'll be ready to go myself. Morning, Paul.
Before another Airbus sits on top of me.
Yeah.
Are you pushing back straight, Anthony, or turning onto the line?
I'm going to turn around to the line.
If you
Okay,
want,
I'll wait till you taxi them before I push.
I'm seriously asking, if you want, I can give clearance to all of you too, and also give another clearance too for taxiing or pushback, etc. for your information.
I can not now. I'll explain later. Something happened yesterday, so not now. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Kevin, you won't believe this. You've landed on top of me.
Well, my thing was in the group flight info, Reggie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that, Kevin. I saw you put it in there.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
there.
a long time ago.
Oh, guys,
What?
don't fight. Just
Oh
adapt.
no, it's all right. No, I'll just leave it now. It's, mind you, there's a space at the end, but there's nowhere to. Oh yes, there is. I could move up the end.
All you do,
Without-
Reggie, listen. Don't move, don't do anything. Disconnect from my way. Once Kevin
Yeah.
says he's pushed back, you just reconnect. So you just continue where you are. Just don't be visible. Just don't be connected. That's all.
Oh, okay.
I mean, then nobody needs to move and do anything funny. Good morning, John Redmond.
Good idea, Nico.
Yeah, I think that's the best idea.
Now I feel lonely.
Really?
Don't worry. Be happy.
I feel lonely.
Don't be lonely, be happy.
I just got kicked off.
Why?
No idea.
Someone disappeared. An airplane from South Africa is disappeared.
Yeah, he just said he got kicked off, so he's busy troubleshooting. Okay.
Yeah, investigation started in Dublin. So what happened? It could be UFO.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Sasso.
morning.
Good morning.
Are you
Mr. Sasso,
Yeah,
are you flying?
I woke up I think 10 minutes ago, maybe 15. So I'm still trying to understand in which place where I am, what I'm doing, why I woke up so early.
I see, sir. You are tired.
I'll tell you that here in Italy is 20 past 9 in the morning.
So,
So
tell you what you do. Grab a cup of coffee and watch us Belugas try and pretend to be real pilots.
you streaming?
Yes. YouTube.
Oh,
Or also we need
that's
an
all.
NTT in Dublin.
No, he can't do Dublin. He can. Show man, let the poor guy wake up. Steve is telling us it's 2:20 a.m. where he is. Wow. Okay.
Oh wow.
Calling the truck, Kevin.
I'm just on my APU, John.
John Redmond, I like your comment there. I wanted to put a little emoji thingy with a smile. I'm still gonna do it, but it's now one line down. So just for your information. So Steve, well, I'm glad you are here at least. That you've got something to keep you busy with. That you can't sleep. Sorry to hear that. But yeah, no, Zibo's cooking this side. I mean, we all have to stay up with him. You know, he's back in business. It seems. You know, he's been very busy in the real world. So it's nice to also get some traction back in all the updates. He's told me one of the things he's still working on, so I'm not going to even try test it today because it's not working properly, and we'll just skip it, and you know, we'll let him do his thing, and maybe we get another fix later today.
Good morning, everybody.
And there's another one. Good morning, Torsten.
Trim up.
Anthony, as soon as you taxi, then I'll do my pushback.
Okay.
If I start my pushback, what will happen?
Hello, Christer.
That'll stop Anthony from taxiing.
Seven 527. Who is he?
That's me.
Roger that. Who is Rainer 129er?
That's me.
That's Reggie.
After both of you, I'm going to start my pushback.
Okay, I'll stop my APU.
So we're just waiting for Anthony to taxi.
Right, guys, I'm just meeting you quickly. Steve, I get it from various sources, but it's all condensed over here. So there you've got the ISA deviation. There we've got the one for the climb. That's at the airport. That's the one for the climb, and this is the one. It's not even registering. This is the one for the destination airport would be ISA. In terms of actual QNHs and things, we can read it off the METAR. So that's why I get where I get my stuff. There's one. That's the QNHs. The actual temperature is where? Why can't I see it? Ooh, that one isn't even giving temperatures there. This one, at least there I can see that's the reported outside temperature and the reported dew point, the 07. I've obviously got my Active Sky open as well. Active Sky is integrated with SimToolkit Pro and with SkyMax Pro and all these things. The outside temperature that you get for your D rate is basically this one that we use there. Sorry, let me show you. That's the one it registers. The other place where you should really look is on page 2 over here, next page. There it says. So from progress you go to page 2. So that one is actually the better one. That one there is your total air temperature. That one is going to change the moment we switch the probes on. That will skyrocket because I use a non-aspirated probe, and that can go up to 99 degrees. So that that's my shortcut to look at, but this is the correct place to look in terms of in the simulator. Otherwise, like I said, all the other tools are available. So if we go back there, let's quickly go to, now that is the 32 is the assumed temperature. I've got about 7,000 hours on the Boeing, so it comes from experience. It comes from having used TopCat and all these other fancy calculators over and over and over and over. So let me go there. Let me explain. Click the wrong button again. N1 limit. Okay. So what happens is that value either comes from a table. If you look inside of your Boeing FCOM, there's a table that you can use that will give you the calculations. It depends on your weight, it depends on the temperature, it depends on the length of the runway. There's a whole bunch of factors that you need to take into consideration. So the rule of thumb that I use is it can be no less than 30 and no more than 60. And it's going to be difficult for me to explain the whole thing, but in a cold temperature where the outside air temperature is less than 30, all right, 30, 31, 32, up to about 35 is going to be good values, all right. So if you don't put that value, you can always just use a template, like that, and then we'll fix up the V speeds later. So we can actually delete that guy. All right, so I'm going to double tap that line, and now that's open. So now we're just using a template, and I'm just fine tuning it by selecting one from memory, one from experience. All right, the default values depends on your outside air temperature. All right, so if you look at the outside air temperature and you multiply it by 2 and it's less than 30, you can start guessing from 30 because you can't have less than 30 in here. If your outside air temperature is, let's call it 16, and you multiply it by 2, it's 32. So you start from 32 and you move up. What you then need to look out for is that value over there cannot be less than, I would say a good value is 90 to 98, but depending on the load. This is now where the load comes in, where experience comes in. You obviously can't have a full load and expect to take off with only 90% N1. So a valid value will be between 90 and 98, but it's load dependent. You understand? So I'm just making all these calculations and assumptions really in my mind. All right. This isn't really default. This is what's presented to me, and then I use the experience. So in this instance, 8 times 2 is 16, so that can't be less than 30, and from experience I know a good value would be about 32. I can then play with the templates to see where I want to go. Now I've got a very lightweight. I'm not very heavy, so a 90 would be good. 93 would be good. That's a very good rating for this runway, because the obstacles on the other side of the runway is very low. You can easily get over them, so we can take a takeoff 1 or whatever, and then this is going to influence the climb. That's going to make you climb fast, but slower, and a bit slower even more. Yeah. So yeah, it's difficult to explain. After 7,000 odd hours in the cockpit, you tend to pick up a pattern. It's just, and obviously I know the runway, I know the conditions, I know what it's about. So I would say, if you're really hell-bent on using any of this, rather get TopCat. Zibo is not finished with a calculator. Once this performance takeoff calculator is done, you won't have to guess anymore. You can actually calculate it. But the best one currently on the market for a reasonable calculation for the Zibo is TopCat. And if you really want to, you can go and spend $15 on it, or however much it costs, and then get a reasonable idea. It's not 100%, but it's reasonable. Other than that, stick to anywhere between 30 and 60. Play with it. Start with 30. If you don't get an N1, go to 31, go to 32. And then you start manipulating the N1 by choosing one of the templates. You know. I hope I'm not confusing you too much, but it comes with experience. Alright, now we just have to tell this woman to trim us again, because now it's out.
Trim down.
There we go, trim down.
Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
Flight attendants prepare for departure. Cross-check and all call. Thank you.
Let me get the other guys back. I'm sitting in silence here. Thank you, Sasso. Sorry guys, I am back. Let me quickly fix this. Thanks, Sasso. EIDW to
No problem.
EBBR. Thank you. I didn't even think of that.
All right. Looks like the doors and hatches are closed and we're ready to connect.
Perfect. I thought it was perfect time while we wait for the pushback.
Of course.
And he's not showing the route at the bottom. I don't know if he's on purpose or if he's missing.
It's when the route is too long and it doesn't fit in that room, it messes up the display. So then I don't put it
Fine.
in.
Leave it without. It's
Yeah.
fine. Wonderful.
I'm taxiing, I can't.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome aboard, Captain. Tow's connected. 5 past pens inserted. Go and kill the parking brake when you're ready to go.
Yeah, when we're ready to go.
Let me know when you go, Anthony.
Riley?
Right, so once Reggie has passed me, I can also go. Hello Timothy, everyone's good as far as I know. How are you doing? Guys, may I push? Any objections?
You can. There is no problem. Everyone
Here comes the
is
pushback.
clear
Light 'em up.
to Gates region.
Thank you, sir. Engine start procedure.
Engine start procedure. Waiting for the command to start sequence.
Start number 2 engine.
Starting number 2 engine.
I'm going to line up, John.
Okay, so the usual.
N2. Starter cutout.
Start number 1 engine.
That's Toga, John.
Starting number
Just
1
about done
engine.
here. Go ahead and set your
Affirmative.
parking brake. And we're disconnecting the tow. Give me just a moment.
Lining up.
N2.
There you go, Kevin. Steve,
And
are
we're
you still here?
disconnected. Signal and pin on the right. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
I'm thinking out loud now. Once we are in the air, I can show you how TopCat works, and then we can maybe take the discussion a little bit further to give you a little bit more background.
Starter cutout. Engine start procedure completed.
Excellent. Okay, so I've just switched the probes on there. So I want you to also, if you can, keep an eye on the outside air temperature that is being reported. Clicking the wrong place. You will see an increase. That thing is going to increase now. Right, you see there? So you can't use that one at this point in time, which again is why you go to page 2 on the progress page. That one. So just to bear that in mind, please. Right, that takes care of the controls. What is our temperature? It's just going. There's no visible moisture, so we're okay. We have also amps. We have a green light at the top and flaps
5 set.
Green light. Okay, I'm taxiing.
Separation is 3 minutes, am I right?
Yes, sir.
The arrival runway at Brussels is 01.
Oh, they changed it.
I told you.
Rolling, Reggie.
Okay, John.
So there's ATC, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, tower's on.
Horizontal stabilizer trimmer not set for takeoff.
He was on yesterday, but had radio problems.
Trim up.
Don't know why you're complaining to me. You were the lady who said the trim. Oh, it's probably because we fiddled, right? Yes, Timothy, I like her. She doesn't do everything for me. I don't let her run all the scripts, but the ones that I ask her to do, she's very good with. You know, it's really, really nice to have her here.
Uncle John,
Yes, sir.
did you get that the arrival runway is 01?
I did, sir. I'll sort that out shortly.
Ooh, excellent. Linda is on sale apparently, guys. Guys, when you buy her, please make sure that you go to the Jar Design forum and download the latest version. The org store does not update. They will never ever give you an updated version. So you can buy from the org. That's how the purchase works. But you have to update from the Jar Design forum. All of their products work that way. You have to go grab it, please. Agan.
Sir.
I've just realized I parked behind you.
Very nice, sir. Be careful. We are waiting for visitor.
Yeah. Daniel, apart from experience, the obvious answer, here I've got my chart right in front of me. So I was parked there where the mouse is, and I then just basically follow the taxi lines down to over here. I have got exactly the same chart on my right hand side on my second screen here that you guys can't see, and this is where STKP is. There you can see, there's the chart. So I haven't even bothered to put my aircraft on it. So when that one becomes too small or unusable, I just glance up at the other one, and that's basically how I navigate. Experience is the other one. I have flown this airport many times. On the org, you can get a free add-on. I cannot recall what it's called, but there is a little tool that you can run as a plugin that can actually also help you. It actually is then, it will be here on your screen, and you physically can look through it like a heads-up display, and it will show you where is what. And then Flight Factor, believe it or not, actually made AVS, but that's a payware program, and you can use AVS also to then pop up on your screen. I don't think mine is active. I actually took it out. That's one of the things I thought might be interfering with me. I don't know. We're busy testing. So that's a payware product that gives you the ability to physically set up taxiways, and then also in STKP, which I don't use, by the way, that's why I forgot to tell you, is in the map here, in your live map. Let me show you. I need to find myself quickly. If you look at the map, if you zoom in far enough, I'm just going to quickly take the follow me off. You can actually zoom in, and there you can see that's where I was parked. So it's easy enough to have this on a separate screen and just follow the taxi route, you know. It's not perfect, but it's better than nothing. So that's another way of finding your way, and I hope that helped. Timothy, that
Just
sounds good.
a minute to go.
Hello?
Just a minute to go.
Okay. Better taxi closer. So I hope those are viable options for you guys. Sim Toolkit Pro is free. Please look at the tutorials on my channel here if you want to see how to set it up to use it, and especially with the Zibo, you know, so everything is there. It's given for you.
Do we have a transition on 01? Does anybody know?
We'll figure that out. I'm just meeting the guys on Discord quickly. Okay, let's quickly answer your questions here. Does that still have the camera to see the cabin? Steve, I use X camera, and my X camera presets allow me to do this. I can literally, ooh, that's a nice picture. I can literally jump all over the show, any which place I want to go, and those are shortcuts on the num lock, but I can also go down to the bottom here and I can actually click additional ones. Alright, so there we're in a seat basically, you know. So this is what I get from X camera. Airport Navigator, that's the name of it. Yes, Timothy, that is correct. Airport Navigator, that's the free one. So you guys can grab Airport Navigator. It will sit here like a heads-up display and you can just see where you're going. Excellent. Okay. I mean, it was something next to the FMC part of the plane. Let's quickly go back. Sorry, now I've lost that thread. Let's quickly see. That was Steve. Just need to go back to your previous comments. Oh, Steve, yes, it does. Yeah, there. If you press that black button over there, there's your camera system, and you can look at the 3 different cameras. And you can just switch it off. I think that's what you meant. Yeah, I'm the tester, so you probably saw me testing it. Zibo doesn't really send out videos like that, so anyway. Got it. I think that, yeah, that was it. So let's quickly put this one away. Go to our map. Hakan? Oh, now he's muted, sorry, my bad. Okay guys, I'm back with you. Hakan, I didn't see when you left. Is it okay for me to take off, or are you still close?
No, you need to wait 40 seconds.
Okay, thank you. Alright, so guys, for those of you that also have not seen this yet, Cell Call is now operational. Depending on IVEO, the IVEO network guys, when they release the new altitude client, you guys will get the functionality. In my aircraft, I've also got the latest altitude client. Everything is working already. We did a great test. IVEO is busy doing all the PR work behind the scenes, and they're going to show you videos and things as time goes by, and then they'll obviously release the new client, and then you guys can start using it. But if one of the center controllers were to cell call me right now, I can show you it actually works already for me. Before takeoff procedure.
Before takeoff procedure.
cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Before takeoff, procedure completed. Stabilized.
Approaching runways. On runway 28.
Takeoff thrust set. knots. Throttle hold. V1. Rotate. Positive rate.
Gear up.
Gear up. Runway turn off, lights off. 1000 to level off.
One of the things you will find with Linda is that there's a lot of things she does automatically. Like for instance, I tell her to put the gear up, she does that. Then at a certain point she'll put the gear lever to the off position, and she does the RTO thing for us. The next thing that you will see is at 9,000 feet she will switch the engine start switches, and at 10,000 feet she'll do the lights as well. Also the other lights that she always does is your runway turn off lights. It's all automated.
Transition level.
$1,000 to go.
You still with us, Kevin?
Daniel, let me show you guys. Gents, I'm just muting myself so I don't interfere with you guys. I will be back. So I'm talking to the guys on Discord. Okay, so what happens is this is the menu system. Alright, I've got a button assigned so I can hide it and bring it back when I want. You'll just lift it a little bit like this. So what happens is there's a list of all the procedures. Now what you're asking me is, does she turn the bleeds on? She does if you run the whole play from the top. Okay, so at one point in time one of these procedures will include that, and she will do that for you. So the procedures are all listed there, and then we've got the checklists. And I mean, if you're a pilot, you understand you always do a procedure first, then you do the checklist to make sure you did the procedure. So you're gonna have to just get into the flow of things. All right, to do the procedure, come to the checklist, do the checklist. I'm sorry, it's not very clear. Let me pull it there. All right, so there you can see a little bit better. So those are the procedures. The basic ones at least, and those are the checklists. Over here you've got additional commands that you can give her. Alright, so you can tell her to operate the flaps for you, the speed brakes. You understand, there's a lot of things you can do. Then what happens is this is her answers, and if you're going to use voice instead of the buttons, the expected answer will be in yellow here. So when you do a checklist, that's typically where your expected answer comes. Now this is the basic one, but if you go to the very top, there's an actual menu. There you can see those are commands that are, you know, similar or additional, you know, so there's quite a lot of things that you can do with her. I simply don't use all of it. For me, you see there, she did the lights just now. For me, it's too time consuming on the one hand, and we haven't refined her yet for the Zibo. So we have a big plan in December when it's a little bit less busy at work. Me and the guys here have said we're going to brainstorm, and we're going to then send a new report to Jar Design asking them to actually make her better, because as good as she is, and she's pretty good, there are things that she doesn't really fit in with Zibo. You know, there's a different pageant at play in the Zibo, so we want her to become a crew member, not just a bolt-on, and that we'll do in December. You know, we'll get there. Yes, so you can always see, Krista, exactly what I said. That's her responses, so you can always go back and see if you didn't hear her. Those are the last 3 responses she gave, and then what she expects from you is written in yellow. Right, there you guys can see RTO is done. She did the lights, she did all this engine start switches on her own. I can now obviously say to her, let's see what the right command is. I'm gonna just guess quickly. Seatbelt signs off.
Already on.
No. Seatbelt signs off. No, she's hearing on. That's the Microsoft, what's his name, speech engine that's interfering there. Let's quickly see if we can do this. Find that one. Yeah, it's not in there. Commands, lights, brakes, landing gear.
Seat belts off.
See, now she switched the seat belts off. No, me with my accent and the Microsoft speech engine, there's certain words like on and off, you know, it needs to still learn my voice. Time Walker, you have to buy Linda for each aircraft that you want to use. So if you go to the org, there's like 3 or 4 different versions of her. The only one that you get for free is when you buy the Jar Design A320. Then you get the male co-pilot for free. I think I'm speaking under correction. No, you're not. It's the A330. It's in the A330 you get this one for free. Yes, that's the correct one. Daniel, I don't, because I do so much testing and all.
I would like to have a cup of coffee right now.
Yeah. Because I do the testing and stuff so much on the Zibo, there's certain specific things that I need to look out for. Then I don't have time to worry about failures and things. And when I relax like this to actually enjoy the fruits of the labor, I really don't want to have failures. When we do failure-specific training or failure-specific streams, I'll switch it on at this point in time. Nah. There's our map. There's our train. It looks like up to there. Kevin, is that? Yeah, that's not what I was. Kevin, Uncle John, Reggie, me. Don't know who that is. Also not part of us, unless it's somebody I'm just not familiar with. Right, guys, on Discord, I'm back with you.
Welcome back, sir.
Yeah, donkey.
We were talking about you.
Good things, I hope.
Good things, and we missed you. Where were you in? We asked.
I was just talking to the guys here on the stream, and I don't want to bother you guys too much because it's been a busy stream thus far. I like it, you know, some days the stream is a bit slow, but the guys are really keeping me busy, so it's cool.
Good. By the way, Nico, for your information, Anthony and I follow different routes. Accidentally. I hope there will not be confusion during approaching and landing.
That's fine, okay. That's perfectly fine. Right, so while we're climbing, Steve, are you ready to look at your takeoff performance? If you've got time, please tell me. I'll show you how this Stopcat thing works. Alright, so this is Stopcat.
Thorsten, are you flying, sir?
Sorry, wrong button.
Yeah, I'm flying from Manchester to Boston.
What's your call sign?
Let me mute them quickly, sorry guys. Okay, so basically we've got the takeoff calculator here, and we're going to use EIDW. We're going to specify runway 28. No, we don't want intersection, we want full length. Right, so that's 28. I'm going to update the weather quickly. It might have changed slightly from earlier, but we're bringing the weather in because it's important to know the weather. It is dry, it's not wet. Alright, then the other thing we need to know is the takeoff weight. So I'm just going to quickly go back to our OFP from SimBrief. So our takeoff weight 63.6. Right, so we say flaps 5. There's many ways of doing it. Then we've got takeoff 1 or takeoff 2, or we can say optimum. Let's just go optimum. No, that's going to confuse me. Okay, we used takeoff 1, so let's see how close we were. So that's takeoff 1. Air conditioning was running and the ice was off, and then what we do is we compute. Alright, so what it now tells us, we've got 1, 2 and 3 possible SEL temperatures. SEL temperature of 31 will give us a runway margin. This is the length remaining when we basically take off, is 736 meters of the runway length is remaining, and that one is 691. So it stands to reason that maybe that one's better than that one, but they're all doable. If you do not choose a D rate, alright, or an SEL temperature, I beg your pardon, because that was the current outside air temperature, right? That is if you just use it without the SEL assumed temperature. So that is what your performance would be. But if you want to use SEL, it clearly tells you 31, 32 or 33 are acceptable for this airport. Right, I see it's actually got 30 at the top as well. Right, so those are the acceptable ones. So if you look at the rule of thumb, like I said, 8 degrees that we had there times 2, that's 16. So that's not usable. But if that was, let's say, 16, it would have been more obvious, you know. So 16 times 2 gives us 32. You can add 1 or 2 if you want to, and then you start playing with it, and then it comes down to simple experience. You know, you start seeing what works, what doesn't work repetitively. So you can bank on this. for that instance. It's very particular to the weather, it's particular to the weights, and it's particular to your runway in use, because it looks at the slope. You see there, it checks the slope, it checks everything for you. And that whole picture gives you then these 4 possibilities for ECL. But this is payware. So the idea would be, when Zibo's got time, every time I ask him about it, he says to me the same. When he's got time,
to level off.
he's going to fix this one for us, and then we can literally get the detail from here. Hope it helps, Steve. That's just a little bit of background, just to explain a little bit more.
If you are in the air still, there is no problem.
Yeah.
We now have approach on.
Sorry. I didn't get much sleep today.
Good morning, DG Will.
Oh, Brussels approach 19.
I'm sorry, that's why I quickly muted my mic. Sorry, Olaf. Just meeting those guys again. Right, looks like there's approach and tower, and all the ATC guys are waking up now on this beautiful Sunday morning. Okay, so let's look at that. DG Will, D takeoff 1. What determines this temperature and where is it found? I'm going to answer you the way I think I need to answer you. So I'm going to bring this thing back on screen and let's look at the possibilities. Okay. Again, I'm using experience, so I'm at a bit of a loss to go back to the very basics, but let's look at this, right? The thrust configuration, you have takeoff in the Boeing, you have takeoff 1 and you have takeoff 2. Those are your templates that Boeing gives you. So if you go TO, you're basically going to get maximum N1 for the temperature that is selected, that outside air temperature. It's going to give you maximum. Then to derate it a little bit, you can use the takeoff 1 or takeoff 2, and these are literally templates. It's like an Excel template or a Word document template. It's something that's predefined that just says, okay, well, for this amount of thrust, this is what N1 and so on is going to be. Now what we can do here is we can actually go optimum and optimum, right? So we've given it the runway details, airport and runway. We've given it the actual conditions, the weather. We've given it our takeoff weight that we're going to have, and then we can actually start playing with it. So we can now go and compute this. All right. So if we say optimum flaps, optimum thrust configuration, look at this. The optimum for our configuration is actually a takeoff -2 at 30 degrees SEL. All right. And it says there flaps 1. That's the actual Boeing design specs. Okay, the problem that we now have is a lot of the virtual airlines don't know this and they don't care. They want you to take off with flaps 5. So we've been conditioned to take off with flaps 5. Okay, so now what we can do is we can just satisfy them. Let's go for flaps 5. Thrust configuration is now optimum. Let's do it again. Alright, so what it now says is there is no optimum that can be calculated. It suggests that we use the basic template. Right, so we're not going to change anything. Put in flaps 5, we're just going to run with it. So it's not so much that it does it by itself, but it's automated because of the input that we give it, Steve. And this is why you need a calculator. Either you use a calculator like this, and I mean every real world pilot now has got his tablet with him and the calculator is on the tablet. They work this out right there on their laps, in their hands. They sit and they calculate it quickly. Some of the aircraft actually do come with tablets now, so it's built in. But unless you use a calculator like this, it becomes a guessing game. You understand? And I'm just showing you the possibilities. If we now go and we say a specific takeoff, let's just say TO1 again. No, we did that. Let's go for TO2. You see, now again it says that's not the best one to use. Now go for takeoff, and then we go compute again. So it's going to run different scenarios. Look at this one. If we go to takeoff, look at our assumed temperature that it recommends and the margins on the runway. So again, I mean, this is what you get, what you pay for. You pay for the software. It's gonna use those tables that's in the FCOM and give you the calculation. All right, next one. When do you turn on N1? I think I wrote something about it just now. Oh yes, yeah, you never turn on N1 unless you're instructed. Yes, I recall typing that, yes. Time Walker. I don't know, man, we'll see if she needs Prozac, if it's the full moon one, some other tranquilizer, we'll see. Steve, what do you mean it goes on by itself? You're going to have to give me a hint on what you mean there. If you do not give the correct runway and you don't give the correct weather and the correct takeoff weight, nothing's going to happen automatically. It's all a calculation. Hello, Amar. Daniel, the last time that I used the toolkit, the SEL temperature was broken and I gave up on it. So as long as you don't derate or want to use an SEL temperature, I beg your pardon, let me rephrase it. As long as you don't want to use an assumed temperature. And one of the things we found is there were certain areas in the world and certain temperatures at the airport that it actually worked and certain it did not. So I don't find that program trustworthy myself at all. You're gonna have to play with it. I haven't played with it in at least 8 months, I would say 6 to 8 months. So I'm not sure if it's been fixed or refined or something, but I didn't find it trustworthy at all. Steve, the light on the N1 button gets switched on because you press toga. As I said earlier, if you read a bit up, one of my comments I made was N1 does not switch on toga, but toga switches on N1. Okay, toga is a managed power setting. That thing takes the weather and the density, altitude and all the calculations in the FMC into consideration to then put the correct N1 out. If you use N1 alone without toga, what you're basically getting is a pedal to the metal, metal at the bottom. It's like getting in your car and just putting your foot down. It's raw power. It doesn't take the curb into consideration, the stop street, the incline, the decline in the road. It's just raw power. It's pedal to the metal at the bottom there. That's all what N1 does. Steve Mitchell, at what? Okay, sorry, I'm missing some guys. Sorry, I'll get back to you. M. Mariano, thank you very much, sir. I appreciate your comment there. Steve Mitchell, okay, at what distance or height from the runway would be usual time to drop the gear? There is no such thing as a usual time. You drop your gear before you go flaps 15. So before extending flaps 15, you need to drop your gear, whether it's at a 4 mile, a 6 mile, or a 20 mile final. That's your criteria. You drop the gear before you put flaps 15. If you don't do it that way, you tend to overspeed and you can rip the flaps off. You know, that's one of the drawbacks of flying with flaps at a too high speed, and the gear will definitely slow you down for that. Okay, I want to show you guys something while we're on that topic. Okay, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the Zibo checklist that I made. Let's put it on this side, it's going to be easier. Okay, it's just reading in. I'm going to put it on screen shortly. Right, so if you go to the Zibo forum onto my official page, you will get my training checklist, and this is what I'm about to show you guys. I want to answer the question by showing you that quickly. It's just busy loading. It's huge. It's big. Frame rates are horrible again. Right, let's get Adobe on here. So there's Adobe. Right, so this is my training checklist. It's 32 pages, guys, because it contains a lot of reworked information from the actual Boeing FCOM. So this is not just a thumb suck. This is a great checklist to actually start to teach you how to do things. Alright, I'm just going to quickly go through the highlights, and I want to show you what we were talking about just now. There you've got your CG loading and everything. I'm going to scroll down quickly to this landing and the gear and the flap section so you guys can have a look. So me and Twixter were sitting and we were talking one day, and he was teaching me as usual. What a great guy he is, you know. And I captured it all, you know, in this document to help you guys also understand this whole approach thing a little bit better. There we go. So this is page 27. Alright, your landing and approach considerations. Right, I don't want to read the whole thing for you, but here we go. Here we have the flap extension tips. Alright, so you've got three options. You can use the fix feature. Alright, let me show you the fix feature while we are talking about it. So we are going to go to our legs page and we're going to find our final approach fix. It should be that one. What's that one? Let me just grab the chart quickly. Just see on the chart which is the final. Oh, they've changed it anyway. Okay, guys, just stand by. Let me get the correct chart. They've changed this thing apparently. So we need to go to the ILS for runway 01. We need to get the different chart out. And we need to quickly change this now. So it becomes ILS 01. Cookie. Execute. Oh, my frames are ridiculously low. This Vulkan thing is getting to me. Alright, so let's just step through here quickly. Okay, so if we look there, FF01, that is our final approach fix. So we need to go find FF01 over here. Okay, so let's clear this one out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take FF01, put it in the scratch pad, and I'm going to go to my fix page. I'm going to put it in there. What I'm then going to do is I'm just going to disconnect from my radio quickly, guys. I don't want to interfere with the ATC. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a / and a 7, and I'm going to put it in there, and then I'm going to use /5. These are nautical miles, and I'll show you why we do that. Okay, so we've got 7, 5, and 3. So if we go back to the Adobe, you'll see there I add 7, 5, and 3 to the final approach fix. Alright, so let me move this thing. Let's put it on the other side of the screen. Then we can have it all at the same time. Alright. Right, so that's option 1. What has happened now is you'll see there we've got the approach ring that is set up there. Now there should be 3. Not sure whether it's going to show it on the plan page, but you'll see when we go to the legs page later on. We're too far away, we won't see it now. Okay, so let's go back to fix page, route page. Talking nonsense. Go back there. Let's skip through to the legs page. Sorry. Right, so anyway, what's going to happen, you'll see when we get closer and we're actually on the normal map mode, you are going to see at 7 nautical miles, at 5 nautical miles, and at 3 nautical miles, there is going to be a ring. Alright, so what we say here is at the 7 nautical mile range, we're going to extend flaps 1. At 5 nautical miles, we put the gear down and flaps 15. Alright, that's at 5 nautical miles. Then, when we get to the 3 nautical mile line, the inner one, we're going to extend our landing flaps. That way, you're going to be stable for when the nose dips during the ILS approach. Alright, so that's option number 1. Option number 2 is flaps 5 while intercepting the localizer, gear down and flaps 15 at the FAF, so at your final approach fix. So you, when you use option number 2, it's like a semi-high speed approach. You're literally going to start prepping the aircraft at the final approach fix.
I often make mistakes when I'm worried.
I hope you're not worried now, Linda. Shush. Right, and then what happens is you just follow the indication there that I've written. So you go flaps 15, and then landing flaps before you hit 1,200 foot AGL. Alright, so that still assures a stable approach when you get to 1,000 foot AGL. The last one is obviously the high speed. This is how most real world pilots fly it. Even Sasso told us this is how you fly it. That's how they fly it in the real world. Okay, so you're literally going to go 180 knots until 1 dot from the glide slope. So you'll see there when the glide slope comes up on your primary flight display, you've got the dots. So when you get to the last dot, that's when things start to happen. Yeah, understand? And then it's gear down and flaps 15, and then you know you work through the rest of the recipe there. I'm not going to read the whole story for you. You guys are welcome to go download this training checklist and go experiment yourself. But this is more real world. This is very definitely how we train the guys, and the middle one is just up to you when you feel like it, you know. So that's a huge elaboration on asking when to let the gear down, but I hope you guys understand there's a lot of considerations that you have to think about. I'll give you a link just now. It's on my official forum page. Let me just grab the link quickly. What you can also do, guys, for you guys that are not aware of it, if you look in the description below the video, you'll see there's a link to my private hangar. All of my work that I share with the public is in there as well. But start with the official forum, guys. That's the link to the official forum, my page on the Zibo forum. And then for the rest, you can follow the link below the video to my private hangar and grab everything else there. That's basically my public repository that I share with everybody. Hello, Howie. All good, mate, all good. Guys, another thing I want to warn you, this is going to be a hell of a problem if you don't fly this aircraft with the correct procedures when you are going to fly hot and high conditions, because this aircraft actually cares about your ambient temperatures and your density altitude. And if you don't follow the correct procedures, if you are not going to follow, there we have one specifically for icing conditions. If you do not follow the correct Boeing procedures, you are going to crash this aircraft. You're going to hate it because it's not going to work for you. We are coming to winter in the northern hemisphere where de-icing procedures, this one is per the book. This is how the real world guys do it. There's an abbreviated one for the flight simmers. If you don't do your de-icing and you don't use your de-icing properly, the aircraft's going to fall out the sky, you're going to crash. So it's imperative that you guys start reading, you know, how to actually use it correctly. It's just getting too real, guys, that you guys can horse around. It's not just a game anymore, you know, you need to really start reading. And I decided to make this checklist to put everything in there. I know, look, I'll show you. Let me show you something. I don't know how many of you guys know about this. Oh, these frame rates are horrific. Let me just quickly kill one or two things extra here. It's not even listening to me. Right, so there goes Simlink. That's the first one I'm going to kill. Alright, there is a checklist over here. If you click on the dashboard, this is the Ryanair, or very close to Ryanair's real world checklist. Right, as you can see, this is a one-pager compared to my one that's 32 pages. These are obviously set up for guys who really know what they're doing. So there is this checklist available for you just for normal operations. And obviously then in the Zibo tablet we've got one which I'm not even going to try and get at silly frame rates like this. So there's that. But not one of them will give you the full comprehension and understanding that my one will give you. So have a look at my one. Like I said, it also caters for the hot and high conditions. If you want to go fly in the Peruvian mountains at Quito and those places in a hot and high condition, and your airfield is above 10,000 feet, your density altitude will kill you if you don't set this aircraft correctly, and if you don't use bleeds off, takeoff and things like that. It's all in here. The icing stuff is in here. Everything is here. Sure, I've spoken a lot. Let me grab a sip of coffee. Thank you, Krister.
You.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am back. Sorry, I was giving training here. It just happened impromptu. Just happened.
Why you are offline?
Yeah, we're all good.
I'm not.
Why? What did you break?
You need to be online on Niveau.
Yeah, I'll go back just now. I just didn't want to interfere with ATC.
No problem, we have lots of time to reach him.
I have horrible FPS again, gents. I have less than 10 FPS. It's killing me.
Yeah, we're all having the same problem, especially over the London area, Nico.
Oh, well, my frames are back to 44 right now.
Yeah, I'm passing Luton
once
now
you
and
get
it's
past
crap.
Yeah,
As
once
soon
you
as you
get past London,
London,
it
it
seems to
should
pick
pick
up
up.
again.
Okay.
You're right, Kevin. I've got somebody who's absolutely hammered straight in between us.
Yeah, he came in straight between me, yeah, and he's also gone to Brussels.
Affirmative.
Right, well, I'm back online, guys.
Welcome back. I am so happy right now.
And he's also at 35,000 as well.
We are going to be seen all together on the way.
Hi, Mark. Yeah, the latest version of Zibo was released at 20 past 8 UTC plus 2 time last night, so it's not even 24 hours old. Everyone with FPS problems, are you guys flying on Vulkan or OpenGL?
Vulkan.
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 Okay. So the next test should actually be, don't change anything, put it to OpenGL and fly the same route. See what I'm saying? I mean, look what happened last night.
As a test.
Yeah, I changed to OpenGL and I didn't have any of this.
Yeah, that's what we should do.
Yes, Mark, plenty new features. Cell call is enabled for the Iveo network. We've got the camera system here in the cockpit now.
He's on a different course to us, Kevin.
Lots of tweaks, man, lots of tweaks. It's difficult to summarize everything.
Yeah, he's heading more or less straight for Brussels.
Approach is on anyway, so it shouldn't be a problem, should it?
No, they'll vector her and keep her apart.
Mert, I'm just going to mute the other guys here quickly because otherwise I'm going to get interrupted all the time. Mert, it's very simple. Number one, let's start with the SimLink and VATSIM story, or the Sim brief. Zibo, for you to link Zibo on SimBrief, it's in the Zibo install guide, brother. You just need to go and read it and do it. You need to have a Zibo template on SimBrief or you're wasting time. It will never give the same values. We purposefully made it to work with a custom template. So everything is there according to the Boeing FCOM. This thing is as real as it gets. You need to go and make that on SimBrief. Then, if you don't know how to do it, watch the Sim Toolkit Pro video of how to install and configure it. I've showed everything in there. It's on my channel here. You can also then link it to Sim Toolkit Pro. In terms of Iveo, a couple of things happened. I approached various people on VATSIM side for various things. Nothing ever happened. Okay. I spoke to Iveo and they simply jumped on everything. They were eager to help us. They have given us various facilities. They are a development partner of the Zibo mod as such now with their network. The kind of assistance, the work that we get there, that we can do together with Iveo is much easier to get and much smoother to run with. They've been very good for us on the pilot side as well, with training the new pilots to use the Iveo network. So all in all, the offer I can summarize it this way. The offer that we get from IVAO is better than what we get from VATSIM, period. Nothing more about it. That's how it is. VATSIM, if they haven't been approached yet, will be approached to integrate Cellcall on their network, and so will POSCON, and so will Pilot Edge, and so will all the networks. I mean, everybody needs to get on board here, but the groundwork, the foundation is laid with the help of IVAO. All right, the guys are extraordinary good to us, so we cannot complain. It's just everything worked out from day one. It was just easy to deal with them. Right, so in terms of XEnviro, I don't know, man. I don't know XEnviro. I make use of SkyMax Pro, and I must be honest with you, apart from the absolute horrific frame rates that we are getting in this area, I'm very happy with SkyMax Pro, and it's not SkyMax Pro that's causing the terrible frame rates. There is something in this area. It looks like I'm basically over London now. You know, something in this area is just, it's harsh on the resources, man. You know, so one of those things, unfortunately. We'll go and try it with OpenGL later, because that's one thing for sure. I get much better performance in OpenGL than I get in Vulkan at this point in time. It's like Vulkan is really struggling. Yeah, exactly. Orbex is harsh on everything. So it might be that Orbex needs to update to Vulkan or something. I don't know. I'm speculating. I'm just guessing. Something needs to change. Anyway, at least we can fly. House, good day, welcome. Hello, Josh. Excellent. Yeah, I love flying from Dublin, flying from and to. I'm gonna start prepping for the descent. Let's do it in SDKP. Transition, altitude, for I haven't changed this. Hang on. $4,500, so we'll go for 5,000. Zero. That's fine. We've just gone past that one.
I hope we don't crash. Last time was not enough.
60.5. So typically go to this page here.
Congested here.
Right, so now we have that. Alright, so let's do it this way. I'm gonna go back to the default view. Let's do it this way. SDK there, make it smaller. So we are going to go for 01, guys. Are we still landing 01?
Yes, sir, yes.
Alright. 090.
I would like to invite Tumer to our group, but he didn't respond me on YouTube, sir.
He probably hasn't seen yet. Hello, Sergeant. Morning. That UK controller. That sounds interesting. I hope you enjoy it. Right, 090 at 4. We've got a temperature of 03. Cancel. Oh, this lag is killing me. 03. QNH is 1025. 025.
No problem, Mert. As you wish, whenever you want.
2, 5.
There is traffic.
Flaps 30, auto overall, none, credit 5, and there we go. Hello.
Hello.
Alright, so over here we can see at our expected landing weight we can use auto brake 1, 2, 3, maximum manual or maximum auto brake, so I'm just going to go for the brake 2. There you go. That way again. Right, so from the charts, let's see.
Nice picture of John.
Here we go. Mr. Irwin is here.
Yeah, nice picture. You see John?
Yes, I see.
Irvin, your microphone is very silent to me.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Irwin, he is turning his back to Linda.
Am I
Although-
soft to you? Am I soft to you too, Hakan?
No, everything is fine. You are very strong right now.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
bit harder.
No, it's okay.
Daniel, I've not flown out of Narita in many years. My concentration, if you follow me, you'll see it's either South Africa, Europe, or the US, or now lately even South America. I've not gone out to the Far East again.
Maybe one day we should go there.
Yeah, we can do that. Sergeant, yeah, not today, huh? Not today. I see that they're advertising it, but I've got other plans. Right, now we need to go down to 2000, so we better set it up. 2000, come on. Right, that's 2000. And then we need to check. Zero, 1, 3.
Maybe we can eat sushi there.
There's Hakan. I have got you visual.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna pass you now. Why? Ooh, there he goes.
I am descending, sir.
That was dangerous.
Dangerous.
And I didn't even get a TCAS warning or nothing.
I don't know what happened to you. I am descending, sir. Passing 230.
No, then that's a ghost image of you. That's why I'm not getting any TCAS. I don't know why you were hanging here in the air for me.
Interesting.
Yes, I am. Change the codes there. Hakan is obviously not there, Sergeant. For some reason, the network had a ghost image. That would be... No, that's not also not Hakan. He's at 230. He's like 10,000 below me. We won't see him. Even on TCAS. Seat belts on.
Seat belts on.
See, this time she listened. Frame rates. The frame rates are terrible. I wish you could switch between AMPIT and Vulkan on the fly.
Don't do that.
No, I can't. I have to restart. I said I wish we could.
No, you can't do that. Don't wish. And don't play your simulator a lot because it could be crash. We are almost approaching the approach range.
Below 10,000. Below 10,000. Then you need to go sterile cockpit.
Roger that.
And approach is below 15.
I'm going to mute myself as well.
Signet, SM527, establish ILS 01.
Roger, SM527, contact vessel tower 120.178.
Goeiemôre damper. I'm almost flying over my old home. The family home, Flanders.
Ryanair 129, turn left heading 090.
Hakan, you have to ask him that. Hassan, I have no idea, my friend.
Proceed Kerky after Kerky direct Nivor.
Proceed Kirky after Kirky direct Nivor, Lufthansa 14 Tango.
Lufthansa 14 Tango, descent to flight level 90.
Excellent, Stefan.
Descent flight level 90, Lufthansa 14 Tango.
Our grandparents could have been neighbors.
Ryanair 242, confirm your direct Nivor.
Ryanair 242,
Ryanair 242, turn left heading 120.
Ryanair 242, hold 140.
Left heading 120.
Ryanair 242, 120, apologies.
Ryanair 129, turn right heading 180, descent to flight level 50.
Brussels, this is Ryanair 982, flight level 150, direct Bravo Romeo 201, with you.
Ryanair 129, turn right heading 180, descent to flight level 50.
Turn right 180, descend, flight level 50. Ryanair 129.
Lufthansa 14 Tango, descent to flight level 60.
Descent flight level 60, Lufthansa 14 Tango.
Ryanair 982, hello, identified, sector in ILS, runway 01, proceed Kerky, Nivor, descent to flight level 100.
Didn't copy, sir. Could you please write your voice coming through? It's really bad.
Springbok 068, turn. Springbok 068, turn left heading 1, correction, turn left heading 160.
Turning left 160, Springbok 067. Brussels, we are requesting full radar vector for approaching, sir, Ryanair 982.
Ryanair 242, turn left heading 040, cleared ILS approach, runway 01.
Ryanair 242, 040, clear to the ILS 01.
Lufthansa 14 Tango, turn right heading 180.
Right 180, Lufthansa 14 Tango.
Ryanair 982, turn left heading 090.
Turn left heading 090, Ryanair 982.
Ryanair 129, descent to altitude 3,000 feet, QNH 1025.
Descend 3,000, QNH 1025, Ryanair 129.
And at 242, you can continue the left turn heading 350, clear ILS approach, runway 01. Ryanair 129, turn left heading 070.
Left 070, Ryanair 129.
Lufthansa 14 Tango, descent to flight level 50.
Descent flight level 50, Lufthansa 14 Tango.
Ryanair 129, no speed restriction.
No speed restriction, Ryanair 129.
Ryanair 129 and turn left heading 040, clear ILS approach, runway 01.
Left 040, clear ILS approach, runway 0, runway 129.
Sir, we are approaching flight level 100, Ryanair 982.
Ryanair 982, descend to flight level 60.
Descending 60, 982.
Lufthansa 14 Tango, turn left heading 090.
Left 090, Lufthansa 14 Tango.
Ryanair 242, contact tower 120.780, bye-bye. Ryanair 242, contact tower 120.780, goodbye. Ryanair 129, roger, continue approach. Ryanair 982, turn right, heading 180.
I'm actually, to be honest, very afraid
Sir,
to
right heading
fly.
180, Ryanair 982.
Lufthansa 14 Tango, turn left heading 040, descend to altitude 3,000 feet, clear ILS approach, runway 01.
Descend left 040, descend 4,000 feet, cleared ILS 01, Lufthansa 14 Tango.
Lufthansa 14 Tango, descend to altitude 3,000 feet.
Descend 3,000 feet, Lufthansa 14 Tango.
Ryanair 129er, contact tower 120.780, goodbye.
Contact tower 120.780, Ryanair 129, thanks for coverage.
Springbok 068, report speed.
Springbok 068 is 228.
Springbok 068, roger, maintain 230 knots. Ryanair 928, speed 210 knots.
Ryanair 982, 210.
Brussels arrival, Ryanair 810, passing through 17,000 feet, and we are inbound to Bravo Romeo 201.
Ryanair 810, versus approach William Morgan identified, descend to flight level 100, proceed direct to Kerky, after Kerky, direct to Nivor.
Direct Kerky, and please give the descent again, sir, Ryanair 810.
Ryanair 810, descend to flight level 100, 100.
Thank you, sir. Apologies. 100 for Ryanair 810.
Springbok 068, turn left heading 090.
I repeated, it's so nice. I said it's so nice, and it just left my mind just in a split second. It was just gone.
Ryanair 982, descend to flight level, correction, descend to altitude 4,000 feet, clear H1025.
Descending 4,000 feet, QNH 1025, Ryanair 982.
Yeah, guys, the Discord link, all my links, everything of any importance or relevance to the stream or to the community or my Zibo stuff is all below the video in the description. Just click on show more.
Ryanair 982, turn left heading 090.
Turn left heading 090, Ryanair 982.
Springbok 068, turn left heading 040, clear direct approach, runway 01.
Turning left 40, cleared RLS approach, runway 01.
Springbok 068, cancel speed restriction.
Speed restrictions cancelled. Springbok 068.
Now 14 Tango, contact tower 120.780, bye-bye.
Contact tower, Lufthansa 14 Tango.
Ryanair 810, proceed direct to Nivor.
Ryanair 810, turning direct to Nibor.
Ryanair 810, proceed direct to Nivor.
So we are turning direct to Nibor, Ryanair 810. Do you copy?
Ryanair 810, review 5.
Okay. With 5 frames, it's killing me. Ah.
Springbok 068, reduce to speed 160 until 4 miles.
Decreasing 160 for 4 miles, Springbok 069. And I have the runway in front.
Springbok 068, roger, contact tower 120.780, bye-bye.
Contact tower, thank you, sir.
Through that, Sergeant, through that. Right, guys, there you can see our fixed rings coming up. We have to keep it at that range. There you can see the fixed rings coming up 7, 5 and 3. So flaps 1, flaps 15
Ryanair 982,
and
please descend to altitude 3000 feet, turn left heading 040, clear island approach, runway 01.
1000 to level off.
landing
Standing
config.
3000 feet, turn left heading 040, clear to LS approach for runway 01, Ryanair 982.
Ryanair 810, descend to altitude 4000 feet, QNH 1025.
QNH 1025, 4000 feet, Ryanair 810.
Ryanair 982, just to confirm you are cleared, island approach, runway 01.
Clear to LS approach for runway 01, sir. We are descending 3000 feet and heading 040 right now, for your information.
Ryanair 982, roger, thank you, and no speed restriction.
Thank you very much. No speed restriction, and by the way, localizer is established, Ryanair 982.
Ryanair 982, contact tower 120.780, bye-bye.
Going to 120.780, bye-bye. Thank you very much for radar service. Have a good day.
Right, lights on. Next thing she'll do for us is going to be the engine start switches. Fortunately, the closer we get to the ground, the better the FPS should be in theory. So hopefully we can land without hassle. We'll have to see. There's not much data. I've got a 50 megabyte synchronous fiber line, and every Tom, Dick and Harry in this house is on it, and there's still plenty of room left, to be honest. What is happening is X-Plane increases its CPU usage to an ungodly, unholy level for some reason. There's something in X-Plane that just drags the CPU down. I've closed STKP, I have switched off Symlink, all the usual tricks, and this is just pointing back to Vulkan. Vulkan is doing something wrong, or not doing something, or something's not compatible with Vulkan. You know, it's all it is. Mert, no, just let me show you. That's my specs. Yes, Owen. Yep. There are a couple of things I'm aware. Orthos and Vulkan don't like each other. There's an open issue with that. And I do have Orthos, so my bad. The other thing is certain sceneries will have to be updated for Vulkan compatibility. If you look at Porto, for instance, LPPR, it is not fully Vulkan compatible. If I fly there and I do my testing, I go to OpenGL because it's terribly optimized. It does not work with Vulkan. So there can be thousands of sceneries or pieces of scenery out in this X-Plane that just isn't really Vulkan compatible. So we're kidding ourselves to think that the Vulkan story is finished. It's not by a long shot. These guys are still going to have to work really hard to fix up everything, and not just Laminate. I'm talking now about all the developers. Most of the sceneries that I know of, that I toy with, there's 1 or 2 or 3 textures or more that it's just not made for Vulkan. It just doesn't like Vulkan. So it happens. That's why when I land here, I'm going back to OpenGL. I'll just stay there until it's fixed. Enjoy, Sergeant. Timothy, yeah, I agree with you. It seems to be in cruise mostly. The closer you get to landing, the better it becomes again. And strangely enough, once you put your parking brake on and the flight's over, you're back to 40 frames. And you go, why? What now?
Transition level. 1000 to level off.
1000 to go.
You'll have to ask him.
Ryanair 810, turn left heading 100, descend to altitude 3000 feet.
100 and 3000 feet, Ryanair 810.
Ryanair 810, turn left heading 100, descend to altitude 3000 feet.
AFM sir, Ryanair 810. Don't know why it doesn't hear me the first time.
Thousand to level off.
$1,000 to go.
You guys crack me up. Right, so we're getting close to that first green circle, so I'm going to pull first
Runway
flap.
80, turn left heading 040, clear dial approach, runway 01.
Left 040, clear
Flaps
dial
one
is
set.
401, runway 810. And he waited so long, I've actually passed the frickin' localizer. I'm gonna have to turn back.
Runway 810, turn left heading 350 to intercept.
Flaps 5 set.
Are we turning already, sir? Runway 810.
Roger.
So there's the second green line. Now we
Localizer
go
capture.
gear down, flaps 15.
Flaps 15 set.
Runway 810, contact us tower 120.780 to team.
Glide slope capture.
120-780 tot ziens, baie dankie. Brussels Tower, Ryanair 810 on the ILS 401.
Ryanair 810 Brussels Tower, good morning. Wind 10.6 knots, runway 1 clear to land.
Copy the winds and runway 01 clear to land, Ryanair 810.
Tower, there is a traffic in front of us, which is Ryanair 129er. He needs to move to taxi to 230, sir.
Ryanair 982, wait, hold position, Ryanair 129er is
230. Afraid I'm taking the wrong direction.
Ryanair 129er, stand 230 is approved. Ryanair 9er 82, when able, continue taxi to stand 228.
Continue taxi to gate 228, Ryanair 982.
Ryanair 129er, Roger, frequency change approved. Thanks for coming in with us.
1,000 feet, stabilized, Mr. Birch, altitude set.
Taxi lights on.
Daniel, no, the ATC usually just give you a gate at landing, or you can ask for one or something. We do know where we're supposed to go sometimes, but also not all the time.
Ryanair 982, Roger, frequency change is approved. Thanks for coming in with us. Have a good day.
Right, I need to
Thank you very much for that service. Frequency change approved. Bye bye.
Approaching 01.
And we have the runway in sight. Barely, but still.
You know,
400.
I got great manicure this time.
300. Approaching minimums.
Yeah, visibility is poor.
200. Minimums. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Speed brake up. Reverse unlocked. Auto brake in
3,000
Yet.
feet remaining.
Great landing. You are professional.
3,000 remaining.
Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, Sergeant. Nice and interesting at the end, yeah. Righto, there we go. After landing procedure.
After landing procedure.
Thank you, guys. Hello, Cole. Thank you. Appreciate it. Tower Ryanair 810
After
runway
landing
vacated.
procedure completed.
Ryanair 810, Roger, taxi inner 7, Sierra, stand 214.
I've got stand 214. Sorry, sir. I did not have my pen handy. Just give me
Flaps
the
up
direction
set.
again.
Ryanair 810, taxi second to the left into inner 7, then second right, Sierra, and stand 214.
Right, we're going to the inner 7. That's the second one on the left, and then we will turn right for stand 214 Ryanair 810.
Ryanair 810, just to confirm, after inner 7 it's Sierra.
So we look for it, inner 7 Sierra, otherwise we'll ask for progressive taxi. Thank you.
Roger, no problem, and scoop standby please.
I closed my SDKP, so my big map's gone. Need to find this one now. Okay, so he says inner 7. Be this one. That's the inner 6. So I presume we're on 7, somewhere like that. That's the inner 7. That's inner 7. Okay, right, got it. Think so. A little bit forward before we turn. That'll be the first one and then the second one. Okay, got it. Enjoy, Sergeant. Bye-bye. Let's see, 214. Ooh. have helped to have an extra pair of hands right now. There we go. I reckon it's all the mates standing here, so I must be one of them. And we need to find 214. It's in a bit more further in. Phew. Wonder why it wants me to park so far away from my mates. You know what? I am just gonna park somewhere here. Oh, there is 214. Haha! Okay, their numbering system is not a bit wonky. There we go. In the lounge. Okay, thanks for the message, Krister. I'll get you guys there. I seriously need a Coca-Cola now. And a Ball 1 chocolate if you've got. Thank you. Shutdown procedure.
Shutdown procedure.
Running 810 on the blocks. Thank you for your service, sir. We're gonna go to Unicom.
Hello, 810, Roger, frequency change is approved. Thanks for coming, Brussels. Have a good day.
You too, bye-bye. Tot ziens.
Shutdown procedure completed.
Cook sisters. How did you know I've got some? How did you know? I'll bring. Don't worry. Tot ziens. Ja. Wederom. Pleasure, Krister. Thanks for being here as usual. Thank you, Paul. I love this approach. Nice and misty. Daniel, I'm glad, man. I'm glad. Come back for the next one when you see me online. Guys, if I don't make it today, I've got a tour that I started more than a year ago, and Mr. Paul B on the stream here actually followed me, and then we started, concentrating on the Zibo. But I'm actually tempted in flying my P3D tour again later today. So I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I'm gonna take my Cessna 182 and we're gonna go fly the P3D thing and finish my Orbex tour. That I said, you know, like I said, it's more than a year that I've been toying with it, never finished it. So if you guys are interested, I will probably broadcast that. I don't know if I'm going to do another Zibo stream today. So if that's not your cup of tea, we'll see you guys in the week, you know, with Twitch. If Zibo's got a new release, I might be tempted to come and show you guys. We'll see what happens. Yeah, Dominic, I don't know, my mate. I don't know. Anyway, guys, enjoy yourself. Thank you for watching. We'll talk soon again. Bye-bye.